Did you know that in 1914, Lagos was named Nigeria's political capital, and it retained that status until 1991, when Abuja officially became the new Federal Capital Territory? Despite these changes, Lagos has maintained its economic importance and continues to witness tremendous growth and development. Welcome to Inside Lagos. I'm Adedoja Salama Adeniyi.
"44 years after its establishment, the federal government has handed over the National Arts Theatre in Lagos State to the private sector for a complete revamp and modernization. The national heritage, sitting on an expansive land in Igomu area of Lagos, became an eyesore following years of facility deterioration occasioned non-maintenance. Moved by the need to restore the glory of the cultural edifice and turn around its capacity to develop a creative industry, President Muhammadu Buhari recently approved the regeneration of the theatre through a public-private initiative. Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, officially transferred the monument to the Central Bank of Nigeria and Bankers Committee, a team of private investors chaired by the Governor of CBN for regeneration. The project is expected to be delivered in the next 18 months.
What we are here to do is to hand over the National Theatre for restoration and upgrade, and also the 134 hectares of fallow land within the premises to the Central Bank and the Bankers Committee for Development. The Federal Ministry of Information and Culture will continue to hold the keys to the National Theatre on behalf of all Nigerians. The Lagos Creative and Entertainment Center project, a public-private partnership (PPP), has two phases. Phase 1 is to restore and upgrade the National Theatre to its glory days, while Phase 2 will be the development of the fallow land within the premises of the edifice. Another good news is that this project would not lead to a single job loss. Instead, it will create more.
This has been a source of livelihood for some people. The objective is to improve that source of livelihood for you, and not to remove this as a source of livelihood, and indeed create jobs for more of our youth. A diversified economy that supports increased productivity in agriculture, manufacturing sectors, while harnessing at the same time the talents of our youth in the creative industries, will lead to the build-up of a more resilient and vibrant economy that is better able to withstand external shocks while creating wealth and jobs for our growing population. Upon completion in another 18 months, this area would have transformed into Nigeria's creative industry center, which will be comparable to other world-class entertainment and convention centers in any part of the world.
With the transferring of the theatre for revamping, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said the effort had given the country an opportunity to harness its creative industry, which he described as a goldmine for revenue generation. He said Lagos, as a centre for innovation, would benefit hugely from the monument's revitalisation. Sanwo-Olu said harnessing the potential of the creative industry remained vital to diversifying the national economy and transforming the Lagos economy to be 21st century compliant, adding that a modernised national arts theatre will empower innovative youth across the country to develop creative skills in fashion, performing arts, music, and information and communication technology.
Lagos is the signature. Lagos is the centerpiece. Lagos, when it handed over in 1970 or 71, my mom had said, 130 something hectares, it doesn't matter. I can give you 5,000 and more. The bottom line is that this is where it all started. And we're really happy that we're bringing that conversation back to Lagos. When the conversation around setting up the biggest black heritage in the world at that time was to be set up, Lagos was the centerpiece of it. People that are going to come behind us, our children and our grandchildren, that indeed, once upon a time, there was a Minister for Information and Culture. Once upon a time, there was a CBN governor. Once upon a time, there was a governor in Lagos State, and this is what they've done for us. And you can begin to see the essence of the synergy between the federal government and also the state government. Creative industry is one industry that we all know can change the fortune of this country, that we all know can change the fortune of the youth that we have. And the least we can do for them is to give them that opportunity, is to give them that space for them to do well and do those things that they know how to do. And so what we're doing here is to write that corrective narrative, is to start on that conversation and ensure that not only is fashion becoming a way of life, not only is film, not only is music, not only is high city becoming a way of life, but we're going to turn this place to an international asset where all of us will truly, really be proud of.
Sanwo-Olu observed that before the move by the federal government to revamp the theatre, Lagos government had deployed resources to modernise the areas around the monument, pointing out that the state built a light rail station in the theatre. The governor said synergy between the state and federal government in equipping the monument with a light rail station is an asset that would help in mass transportation in and out of the edifice when the revamping is completed.
When we started the building of the rail of the Blue Line, and we said we wanted to change the face of transportation and infrastructure in Lagos, we knew that National Art Theatre at one point in time is going to also come alive again. And you can see the edifice of our station there. That can be any station anywhere in the world. It can be, a Liverpool station. It can be a Piccadilly station. It can be the big station that you have in 7th Avenue in New York. It's an elevated station which will carry all of the traffic in and out of the National Art Theatre and is waiting for us to finish this job so that the train stations like this will become live and it becomes a place where all of us will truly, really be proud of. Not only are we doing this, we're also writing our tomorrow today. If you look around all of this place, part of what we're doing in this regeneration is all the surrounding environments also have to be taken care of. If I show you a video of what our plan is under that bridge and all of the drainages that we have there, we plan to make it a place where we'll see, restaurants, we'll see bars, we'll see inscriptions that we have under Fallow Bridge. Paintings and decorations under each of those pillars of the bridge as a place where our kids can come and ride bicycles and they come and buy ice cream and they see it as a feature. In our team's agenda, the fourth pillar there says that we want to make Lagos a 21st century economy. There's no way we'll make a 21st century economy if this centerpiece called the National Art Theatre, if this entire massive real estate that we have on the land, that we're going to turn a dead asset into a living life asset, if we have not done it. And so it sits with our vision, it sits with our plan, it sits with our thinking of our new Lagos.
The governor assured the investors and federal government that Lagos would be part of every process required to turn around the heritage.
Lagos State government has taken delivery of 16 vehicles donated to the State Security Trust Fund by NNPC and some oil majors in the petroleum industry. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, while receiving the donation, says this would definitely boost security operations in the state.
Contrary to various reports judging Lagos to be an unsafe city in Nigeria, the state government is maintaining that Lagos remains one of the safest places to live in the country. To boost the Lagos state government's effort in securing lives and property, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) and Shell Nigeria Exploration and Production Company Limited (SNEPCO) are donating security operation vehicles to the Security Trust Fund.
GMD's principle of transparency, accountability, and performance excellence, which are to be delivered in safe and secure environment, leveraging on technology and innovation. We are proud to hand over 16 security operation vehicles to Lagos State Security Trust Fund.
Amidst the pandemic that has claimed more than 600 lives in Nigeria, the oil giants explain why they have decided to partner with the state government. For them, security is of utmost importance post-COVID-19.
We are a citizen, a corporate citizen of Lagos, and we know that there's no government all over in the world that can handle security situations or things around social performance on their own. So this is one of the many, what I would call public-private partnership in actually providing a secure environment for Lagos, and it's quite an important element.
It's interesting to see the governor step out of the State House to receive his guests and the exotic vehicles, but he desires for more. He's asking for greater public-private partnership.
This was a commitment that was made to us months back, but we're indeed happy that even given all of the very difficult terrain all of us have gone through, they've been able to make it. And it's not only them, they've settled, it's all with their joint venture partners. NNPC especially, who are joint co-level partners with them. Thank you very much, NNPC. Our thanks to the GMB and PPMC and all of the subsidiaries. Same thing with ExxonMobil. We can see that the very strong partnership that all of you have. But why are they doing this to us? They're doing this because we also, as a government, we have shown consistent transparency in how we deal with them. We have shown that each time they support us, the support gets to, and we get to use it for what the support is meant for. And so that's why we want to reassure you again that whilst we are Oliver Twist, we'll continue to ask for more. And so this is another level of support that they have sent to us. We can assure you that the men that continue to keep us safe will get this. We'll determine how it goes round. I will continue to ensure that the branding is there. In fact, maybe we are going to write it very well so that they know that this is where it's come from and people will use them for the reasons for which they've been given to. So on behalf of the people and government of Lagos State, we want to thank you. We want to commend your effort. We want to assure you that our collaboration will continue to grow further. In health, you have been very fantastic. You know, there's so many things we're still talking, even post-COVID, and I can assure you that those collaborations, it will come to reality.
Although the security agencies are overburdened with enforcing and maintaining law and order in the state, the Lagos State Security Trust Fund says it is trying its best to source for funds to equip security operatives, but the pandemic has made it a difficult task.
Most of our security agencies are overstretched. Their equipment are overstretched. Against all backdrop, security is also very, very critical.
The 6-month partial closure of the third Mainland bridge for repairs, which is expected to begin on July the 24th, will no doubt come with some inconveniences. It is against this backdrop that the Federal Controller of Works and the Lagos State Commissioner for Transportation, among others, appealed to residents for cooperation. The traffic in Lagos is enormous, so also the challenges. Daily, about 5 million people commute from the mainland to the island. The 11.8-kilometer-long third Mainland bridge plays a major link amongst other routes. To prevent the bridge from collapsing, there is a need for constant repairs. What comes to mind by many residents is the effective traffic management.
We now want to replace all the worn-out bearings and the expansion joint. That one necessitates the partial closure of Third Mainland Bridge. When you are coming from Ikoyi side, that is from Island, that's the side we are going to start work on first. And that's the side we are closing. So coming to Island from Oworonsoki will be open for traffic. It's going to take about 3 months. We now change to the other lane. This will also be for a period of 3 months.
Because in the morning the traffic is on the way to the island. So people coming from the mainland to the island will be given priority to use that bridge for 3 months. And then, so from 12 midnight to 1 p.m., they will go to the island. And then from 1 to midnight, they will then switch and then go back to the mainland, because that's where you have the heavy traffic. When you now switch to the other lane, it is still the same traffic coming from the mainland to the island that is using Third Mainland Bridge. So it's not that we're switching the direction, it's just the same heavy traffic. So we're giving priority to the heavy traffic, coming from the mainland to the island in the morning, and then back to the mainland in the afternoon and the evening. Pending that time, various alternatives have been made available. Last month we'll be working with FRSD. They have mapped out the alternative. They will be on the road to ensure that we have a smooth journey. So those going from the island to the mainland in the morning have to use alternative routes, so Eko Bridge, Kata Bridge, etc. And then when they're coming back in the evening, they use Eko Bridge, Kata Bridge, etc. So those, the heavy traffic have been given priority to use Third Mainland Bridge. Why those who are against traffic can use alternatives?
Special advisor to the governor on works reeled out the alternative routes during this period.
As a state, what we can do to complement them is to make the alternative routes motorable. So what are the alternative routes that we're thinking of? Abat Macaulay, right from the junction of the Empire Fela under the roundabout, all through. That road will make it as motorable as possible, given the circumstance that it's even rainy season. We will do our best. That's why we have, in the responsibility matrix we drew up between the federal and the state, we are doing that to make sure that that road is motorable. In the same manner, if you go via Ido, you can take Oyinbo. So if you're going to Lagos, you can decide that I don't want to go on Third Mainland Bridge. I would go all through from, I would take Abat Macaulay, and then I will go through Oyinbo. And Oyinbo, I will take Kata to get to Lagos Island. Coincidentally, the federal government is also handling. People might ask to say, what about the stretch that is Adeniji Adelaide Junction that is not motorable? There is a contract already that they've awarded to Mr. CCEC. It's awarded already, so they know that we are trying to do our best. And in these 2 weeks, we will try to make those areas that will probably cause gridlock to be free of potholes. If you decide that you're going on a co-bridge, which is also another route, you can go up to, you get to Abebe village. But Abebe village, all through, you can take Erikmo, and Erikmo, you can still come back out into Ijora. We've identified the gridlock areas where people are likely to run into problems. And we're trying to do our best within these 2 weeks to do what we can do. But where it behoves us and where we're asking for the cooperation of the citizenry, particularly for people who do not live in Lagos, who have cause to do business, the trucks in particular. If you know, in this period, we do not need trucks that will not be of good roadworthiness to come to Lagos. Please stay out of Lagos for this period. We don't want you to take cargoes, and at the end of the day, you just want to throw it down because the trucks are not serviceable. Ensure that your vehicles are top-notch by the time they decide to hit the road. We will do our best to make this road free of potholes, the major roads that go to the island in this period. It's also not a time for trucks to park on the bridge, because now we have reduced the vehicular density of the capacity of what trucks can go. So let the trucks that are not serviceable stay out. If you must come, make sure that your vehicles are in top notch. We know you want to carry essential commodities, but make sure that those vehicles are of good roadworthiness.
The last maintenance work on this bridge was in 2012. The new repairs contract was awarded in 2018, during which a 3-day maintenance test was carried out. These fresh repairs will start midnight on Friday, 24th of this month, and will last for 6 months. Mother-to-child transmission of HIV is the spread of the virus from a woman living with HIV to a child during pregnancy, childbirth, and breastfeeding. In the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, it's double jeopardy. So I was at a sensitization class for traditional birth attendants organized by the Lagos State AIDS Control Agency. Have a listen. A 2018 UNICEF report says more than 47 children and adolescents die every day from AIDS-related causes in Nigeria. Low access to antiretroviral treatment and limited prevention efforts are the leading causes for these deaths. Now, in the face of the coronavirus pandemic, the situation is worse. Traditional birth attendants have a role to play, not only to slow down the rate, but to join medical professionals in this cause. There is no gainsaying. Many patronize traditional birth attendants for antenatal and delivery in Lagos State and Nigeria. To prevent the HIV transmission from mother to child and eradicate new infection by 2030, the Lagos State AIDS Control Agency is bringing traditional birth attendants into the picture. Monsurat Adeleke is the Chief Executive Officer of the State's AIDS Control Agency.
That you wouldn't be exposed to this kind of thing. So all the things that we're focusing on at this training is how to strengthen the referral linkages. Immediately you see that you cannot handle this, please refer to all our facilities. We have 286 prevention of mother-to-child transmission facilities in Lagos State. We have ART sites, about 142. Even the Lagos State Ministry of Health, they've engaged them in a lot of capacity building on danger signs of pregnancies and all of that. So we continue to reiterate all these messages so that we can draw a line.
This training started in 2012 and Lagos State government has so far trained more than 1,500 traditional birth attendants on basic facts on HIV, prevention from mother to child, and referral of positive women.
This particular group, the traditional birth attendants, they are very key in the society because we have a poor health-seeking behavior in Lagos State. A lot of patronage goes to these people. So what we've done over the years is that we've done it in such a way that we continue to engage them and train them in different capacity buildings on different, interventions. So this is one of them, which is the prevention of mother-to-child transmission. You can imagine that if we nip it in the bud from them, the mother that has HIV will not transmit it to the child.
It's that tradition that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has continued. These are the last batch of 100 persons trained this year.
We know much about our people in the community. They came to us and we gave them the guidelines. We are taught about how we can be able to get them tested. After being tested, then we try to make sure they get all the necessary facilities, the necessary drugs that is taking care of the pregnancy, and later refer them for them to be prevented against the HIV and for the child to be prevented.
We used to refer them to the general hospital to do HIV test. Whenever we say that they have the HIV, we don't have the right to deliver them. They have to go to the general hospital when it is time for them. But what we just need to do is that we should pamper them, give them care, that this HIV you have is not the end of the world.
When a baby is born, within 0 to 72 hours is critical to placing the child on antiretroviral drugs to reduce the chances of the baby contracting HIV virus from the mother. And that does it on today's edition of Inside Lagos, and many thanks for being a part of it. But remember, wearing a face mask alone cannot prevent COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently, stay 2 meters away from others, and disinfect commonly touched surfaces. Don't be a spreader. Thanks for watching. I'm Adedoja Salam Adeniyi. See you next time.